Yes, Karthik.
Yes. SecureTrack is a web application that specializes in two things. One is generating AI-powered architecture, like architecture diagrams based on simple NLP prompts, which you can see in the demo later. And second part is like running threat analysis on custom architecture, like your own architecture or the architecture which we generated from our own product. So today's focus and objective would be just the like the product level flow of our revamped application and a certain part of phase one, that is the diagram generation. So yeah, I'll start with signing up first. Um, Start by creating an account. Sorry about that. Okay. So like till we go through this security timing. So like our product level flow will start from organization levels. It goes to individual projects, and then from there we will like show the diagram generation. Yeah. So here we log into our application. We start by prompting the user to create an organization. The organization is basically the root level of our hierarchy, where Indra Sohla, where like we invite various members to our organization who can like work on different projects. The like as I said before, the projects can be of different types. Like our product focuses on two major things. One is creating an architecture diagram that is focused on only like a diagram generation. And again, like it's collaborative where we can again invite different people. And secondly, like the threat and running the threat analysis, that type of projects. So we start by creating an organization. We create an organization. We can add team members from here, but I will like show you from like first we have an overview of we land on the overview page where we can see the recent activity, details about our company, and yeah, like the projects and members. If we want to invite us certain people, like if I am the organization owner, since I created it, we have a dedicated members sections where I can like invite different people by inputting their emails, and I can decide the role level access for that certain member who I am sending the invite. So presently, like when we send an invite, we they are kept in the pending invitations. Now, like this is from the organization owner point of view, that I get a UI where I'm sending an invitation and I can keep a track of it, that who all I have sent the invitation. And if the person who is concerned with the invitation, on his user view, we will see on the sidebar that you have an invitation from Indrasol organization to accept or reject the invitation to the invite. Once he accepts it, both of us can see like in the members that the certain person is added to the member list. So this is how the process for organization invite in the member section goes, as far as the organization is concerned. The second main part is projects. Projects is basically like the main part where we create when we create projects. There are two types of projects, as we told before. One is Guardian AI, that specializes in generating AI powered architecture diagrams. and second is Sentinel AI that is focusing on threat analysis. So like both, like we can choose what type of project we want to create. Like let's start with Guardian AI. So if I name it say AWS for now. Okay, we can give a project name, we can give a description of our choice, it's optional. Then we can choose the project stage at which we are presently. We can like say for now it's in the plan stage. Okay, and we can give a start date and end date, but again, it's not mandatory. Initially we can like one tag which is specifically associated with the architecture generation diagram is model with AI, that like basically distinguishes the project type as a project which is concerned with diagram generation. We can add project members from here as well, and again, like I will show that in the dedicated members section again. And once we create project, we see it in our project list. So similarly, if I want to create a second type of projects as well, I can again run a new project. I can maybe name it say Azure this time, and let's say I can say it in progress and add members, and it will have a threat analysis tag because it's a different type of project. Uh, Now, individually, I will run you by each project and explain what it's happening. Let's start with our main feature, that is diagram generation. So when we go into model with AI, we first land into the wiki page. So wiki page is a dedicated resource section for the user who can upload, who can add, and who can view all the resources related to the project in this one hub. He has the option to add resources. For example, if I click on add resource, I can add a certain PDF or guide which I want to keep in the associated with the project, so I can come back, the whole team can come back and refer to the whole guide related to the architecture diagram. There will be more clarity on this once you see the working thing of the diagram. Um, I'll start with the diagram itself. So yeah, so this is the section where we generate our architecture diagram. And once we click on generate architecture, so we land on an infinite pane where basically this is the place where our architecture diagram generation happens. Uh, so we as you can see in the placeholder, we are prompted, we prompt the user to basically start by clicking on describing his architecture. And say if I put one prompt create app. If I put a if I put a prompt that firstly the prompt also goes through an intent classification where it will run and identify whether the prompt is like whether the user is actually initially asking for a diagram generation or not. Once it's clear, from here I'm specifically asking this is something which I took from Eraser, and then based on that we have an option here that we can improve our prompt with Guardian AI. If I want to make it better, or if the user wants to make it a bit more technical with help of our Guardian AI, we can obviously enhance it as well. And yeah, once I send this, so generate your architecture loader comes where in the backend basically the JSON is generated for getting the icons and generating the JSON for the diagram. And once it's done, the front end renders the complete diagram here. So we get a complete diagram here that shows the architecture diagram of the user's command, whatever the user inputted, the AI tries to generate an architecture diagram based on that. So this is a alternate view in the dark theme as well. So I'll just zoom it and show it to you. So when we inputted Jenkins and we have a Azure DevOps pipeline as we requested for it. And we have a React front end and CDN is associated with it. So this gives a as I said before, this gives a visualization of the users say natural level prompt where user just stated his requirements. He has the option to as I showed enhance his requirements as well. If he's on someone who has a little bit of technical background, but he wants to make it more enhanced prompt. So our application is it's able to actually understand it and say add a CDN associated with it and understand all the security requirements for it accordingly and generate a perfect secure diagram. And the obviously the next ability is to save the diagram. So if I want to save my progress, I can click like on save button. This will save the progress of my diagram. And like if I go back here and I refresh it, I get a preview of my complete diagram where I'll explain on the solution apps in a while. And we have an option to export it as a PNG button and a JPEG where we know you can just like say like when we have for like collaboration tools where you can export a image of your architecture diagram which can be used later for reference. In our case, we can say that this very image can be exported and used in our threat analysis as well. So like that was the purpose behind creating the preview of and the ability to export it as an image. So second part is generate data flow diagram. So like this is something which is like as I told before, like this section is completely dedicated to design creations. In future, whatever type of designs we want to create it will be like solely associated with this project type. Well, we can add certain designs and type of diagrams we want, and we can just keep on adding in this section, and the user can uh, take the call on what type of diagram he wants to generate exactly. And secondly, in terms of scalability, we are thinking like to maybe implement connections with Git and Jira as well, like to know to make it collaborative. Like just to give a reference, like we have a member section here also, like where we can like clearly add and members from our organization and assign them like roles and whatever access they have. And based on the role, the project owner will basically, the guy who created the project will give it the viewer access, and which can be like changed accordingly. Now like by viewer and editor, what I mean is like if I add certain members of the organization and if I provide them the viewer access, so they can read the diagrams, they can understand the how the what is the latest diagram. Basically they have a read only access. They cannot interact with the AI and like try to add or the uh, modify the architecture diagram or like make changes to it. That is like the second part of our phase one, which is in development. That is the modification of the diagram. So that is something which is not allowed for a viewer. But again, like as a project owner, I have the ability, like this is the role-based access where I have the ability to make someone an editor. And then like he can interact with the diagram and there can be multiple collaborations here, like among the members. And in terms of cost analysis as well, we can we are thinking to implement a plan where we can show the user like how costly the architecture diagram is for him, or like I implemented actually personally some of the Wiz learnings also here, and even in the threat analysis where we are planning to connect it to like Terraform scripts or uh, like CloudFormation templates where the user can directly import their architecture as well. So that is also an option for them. So this is like this is the first type of project that is like dedicated only to diagram generation. Now the second type of project, which is the threat analysis. So threat analysis again, it is dedicated only for identifying the threats and understanding what is what are the vulnerabilities and this is actually part of phase two where a user can import his architecture, his or her architecture, and then they can run a threat analysis on it. And we have like different parameters which where we are trying to understand Wiz more and try to implement our learnings from Wiz into this. And we're studying different graph databases to understand how can we implement a security graph. First, our first focus would be on identifying the threats and vulnerabilities, then try to implement a good UI for a security graph, and then generate a report for this. Same just like the previous type of project, the template remains the same. That the only difference is the objective of this type of project is the threat analysis. So we have a member section here as well. We can import an architecture, or we can't like for now we can't view the security graph and vulnerabilities till we import an architecture. But yeah, this is a work in progress, and like one by one we are like as a part of phase one we are developing certain parts of threat analysis, and the ability to modify the architecture diagram is something which is like very recently going in progress in the as a part of project, and like we are planning to like release that on priority first. So yeah, like that was pretty much it for like today's objective of like showing how the product flow is for our revamped SecureTrack application. And like yeah like and like show a glimpse of how the diagram generation is happening. Thank you very much.
Wow, this is nice, Karthik. I especially like the partition between, separation between, yeah, design and threat analysis. It's, I mean, you have simplified, I mean, it's been simplified to next level. This
Right.
differentiation will make a lot of people to understand easily the concept and how easily we can switch to the threat analysis portion. So this is good.
Like, sorry, I missed a certain point. We have a dedicated solutions hub as well. That is
Mhm.
basically the community support for our application, where there are like like again, like we have two sections here. One is platform solutions, where like we provide the inbuilt templates for user to like understand like what are the like templates which we can directly use into his diagram, like what are the solutions for certain like like the best practices for like while creating the architecture diagram. Second option is the user can like just to show you a like hint of it. Like for example, if we have created a architecture diagram already, I think like if I decide that okay, I want to finalize this template, I can add it to my solutions hub so that any one of my members or any like basically anyone from my organization, like that's the like best part about organizations now, yeah, like that like anyone from the same organization can use that as a reference while creating a new project. So if I like go and view my templates, I can see architecture diagram. Obviously we'll do a better job on the UI here, but like that this in the architecture diagram, the user can see all of his created solutions and like use it as a reference for upcoming his upcoming projects. So yeah, like this was one part. So yeah.
Got it. Nice. Also, I would like to give what is the goal and vision we have for this project, and what is the problem we are trying to solve, so everybody has a good understanding of this. The problem we are trying to solve is in any product or service development, a very critical part is coming up with a design, right? So in order to start any product or a service, architects and customers, everybody sit and then come up with a design. The problem here is during the design review, security is not considered. And what happens by the time the implementation happens and then uh, it goes to the release, that is when security is considered. The problem with this approach is um, during the security phase, during the security testing phase, people come up with a lot of architecture related issues, which could completely uh, destroy the product, I would say. I mean, they need to rebuild, or there is a possibility of hacks. I mean, a lot of things happen. I mean, security testing is not um, during the end of the development life cycle. It should be in the beginning so that majority of the issues are solved. That is how that is where SecureTrack will help us. So by using SecureTrack, if you are developing any product or service, you just need to add your design. and then automatically SecureTrack will show you or alert you with what all mistakes you are doing, so that your product, I mean, once it shows all the mistakes, once you fix it right and in the beginning itself, the product is much secure and safer. So that is the problem we are trying to solve. Our vision is to ensure that it's a kind of a platform where through discussions to through chat, you make this happen, and then you make it more collaborative effort between the customers, developers, and the security personnel, so that this entire design phase is more interactive and fun, and then solves the purpose.
Right, so that was well explained. Yeah.